Hi, welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Quiz.
Hey Betsy.
First question, who will be the most hungover after the wedding?
Who will be the most hungover after the wedding? Without a doubt, irrefutably, Bets. The only person I've ever seen to cry like she's lost a loved one is Bets when she's hungover.
What chores does Seb hate the most?
What chore does Seb hate the most? Putting my dried clothes away. Honestly, if it wasn't for Bets, I'd still have clothes that dried back in 2019 on the radiators.
Question 3, who's the most likely to be to get arrested?
I mean, I'm not exactly the bad boy type, but Bets is so deadly terrified of breaking the law that it is probably going to be me.
4. Who mentioned marriage first?
I mean, does this even need to be a question? Like, I'm pretty sure Bets mentioned marriage before we even hooked up.
5, who has the most shoes?
Shoes. Bit embarrassing, but seeing as the shoe rack is currently 90% occupied by my crepes, that's probably me.
6. Who takes up the most space in bed? And we all know the answer is Rogie.
Who takes up the most space in the bed? 100% Bets. I mean, like, sides of the bed aren't even a concept to her. It's her bed, and I am lucky to even have an edge of a mattress.
Who has better taste in music?
To be honest, Bets actually has pretty decent taste in music for the most part. But you can't have the same Rihanna tune as your top most played song 5 years in a row on Spotify and claim that title.
Sweet. What else is on?
8. Who's Seb's biggest celebrity crush?
Celeb crush. Bet's probably going to say I'm basic bitch who's got a thing for Jennifer Aniston, and she's not wrong. Like, Friends era or present day Jennifer Aniston is fine. But number one crush is Ana de Armas.
9, this is an easy one. Who squanders the most money?
It depends, really. If you take Bets to an IKEA or a Hobbycraft, she will see the potential in every stocked item in there. Like, no flat pack left unturned. But fortunately, we don't go very often, and I am just always going to be a bit of a twat with money. I am always going to be that guy who wants the overwater villa, the filet mignon on the menu. So yeah, it's got to be me.
What? Cry cut machine.
10. Who has the best fashion sense?
So, you know, if you asked me 5 years ago, I'd say Bets, but ever since she convinced me to throw out my, those 3 for $10 top man V-necks, I've become a new man. So, yeah, me saying that in my little sliders. Don't know.
11, who's the most romantic?
Most romantic. Yeah, my moments are pretty few and far between, to be honest, but I like to make them count. I like to think I do. But yeah, Bet's gonna have this one.
12. Who does Rogie love the most?
Yeah, I mean, this just depends on who's feeding him the double tuna salmon combo for lunch and the chicky licks for dessert, really, isn't it? But nah, to be honest, you know, boys and their mamas, I think Betts gets this one.
13. What was the best trip you've ever been on? Out of the millions you've had.
Yeah, this one's a bit tricky because every time we do one of our turbo gap yards, it's always pretty sick. So possibly the Western Australia, Thailand trip, bar Chunder Gate, which I'm not sure I'll ever recover from, to be honest. That one, or the second time we did Mexico when we went to Colombia and New York as well. That was gnarly.
And finally, what does Seb love the most about Betsy?
Final question, question 14. This is the last time you're gonna have to hear me waffle on before you get to go get loose. So, okay. What does Seb love the most about you? It's kind of hard to pick just one thing, you know? I am a bunda boy, so there is that. But, you know, for real, I think it's her ability to light up a room, to, you know, take any situation, find the good in it, and have a good time, make it fun for everyone, for me. Like, if I'm ever having a mopey ass teenager kind of day, she's the one who's going to be able to pick me up and get me to pull my shit together. So I am very grateful for that. So yeah, there you have it. Soppy bollocks over and out.